Hey there, my name is Keely. I'm known in the classroom as Teacher Keely. I am a VIP Kid teacher and mentor. I help aspiring teachers get hired and then get students. So welcome to my online ESL classroom. I am making this video today because I realized that today is my 1 year anniversary with VIP Kid. And if I look at my stats, which I can see on my phone, I have taught for 365 days. I've taught 426 students. That is 1,408 classes, which equates to 35,200 minutes. That sounds like a lot of time. But in all that time, there are lessons that I've learned, and I thought it'd be cool to just shoot a video and share them with you. So these are the top 10 things that I've learned in working with VIP Kid for a whole year. Number 10. I can sort of set the pace for the class with my own energy, so it's really important that I get enough sleep so that I can be at my best. I used to be a night owl. I've needed to sacrifice that a little bit because it's so much nicer to be in the classroom rested. I know that one time in the not too distant past, I was flying home from Florida and my daughter and I were together and we had a lot of flight delays, and the delays combined with her not really letting me sleep on the plane. I don't know what that was about. Just by the time we got home, I didn't have enough time to prep for my classes and sleep. So I just thought I'd look over what the classes were and keep it moving. So I'd been up for a really long time. I don't even know how long. And I taught a bunch of classes back to back because I didn't see a need to not teach classes even though I was traveling. Maybe that's a lesson. So I was in class after class after class, and I know that I was absolutely exhausted, and I did my very best. I may have taken some long blinks, perhaps, but I do know that I apologized to all of the parents, I think, in my feedback, just to tell them that if my energy seemed a little bit lower, I was sorry for that. I basically not slept. I was on a plane for a really long time and I got delayed and needed to teach classes, and I wanted to make sure I was there for them, and I did my very best. So the good news from that story is that the parents seemed really understanding. Everyone has booked with me again, and I didn't receive any bad feedback. So that was really nice that they were forgiving, but I don't really want to do that ever again. The long blinks are scary. Also, I know that I tried very hard and I was smiling all the way through it. And smiles are so appreciated and they just really go a long way. So that's another thing to just think about as you pursue teaching online. You're not in person, so what you do on this side of the screen just should be bigger. Number 9. I learned that it helps to clean up after class. And what I mean is that I'll have props out on my desk so that I can easily reach them and show them to students. But then after class, well, a lot of times I'm getting my daughter off to school, but then I need to come back and just clear it off because a clear desk really sets the tone for a productive day. Just having a lot of stuff piled up does not work for me. So that's something you might also consider, especially if you have a home office and you do work in there. After your class, you might want to clear the space so that you're ready for new things. Number 8, open the VIP Kid app 10 to 15 minutes before you're supposed to start a class. That way, if your computer wants to run slow that morning, or if for some reason you can't get right into the classroom, you've saved yourself a panic and stress, and you can just say, I still have time. I'm saying this from experience. I've tried to enter like minutes beforehand and been like, why is this taking so long? That's not fun. Just plan to be there early and you're good. Number 7, write personalized, really good, like good quality feedback. Find positives about all the students, but don't feel obligated to invite everyone back to class. First of all, no matter how many or how few bookings you have, you are not desperate and you are not a beggar. It may seem like that in the beginning when no one knows who you are and you literally have 0 bookings, but it's not fun to have classes that aren't fun. And this can be really, really fun. If you have a student who is difficult, doesn't listen, causes whatever issues, or maybe you just don't resonate with the kid, because that happens. I mean, let's be honest. So if they're not your favorite, you don't need to invite them back. I believe in only having classes with my favorite students. That said, there are children that I've never invited back that continue to return. And it might be, it turns out to be fine, but I would prefer having the students that I absolutely love in every single class. So one of the students I was thinking about that is not on the absolutely love list, I might see him a few times a week. His mom has to literally hold him down in the class. I think he's too young to be taking classes, like age and maturity, but they're still there and we're building a relationship. He's just not my favorite. And I prefer to have classes with my favorite kids because I'm an honest person. I'm going to say all that right here on video. But know that there are also kids that you love. And if you have kids that you love and you keep inviting kids that you don't, let's not say don't love. If you have certain students that you love, but you keep inviting the kids that are not your favorite to take the slots, then where can the kids that you love fit in? So I just believe in creating your own destiny and leaving room for the kids that you resonate with, for the kids that make you laugh, for the ones that you make laugh, for the kids that love to show you things, the ones that want you to come to China and meet them in person and give you hugs, those kids. Those are the ones you invite back. And you can tactfully not invite people back. You can, I might say positive things and then, I absolutely love teaching Carol and I cannot wait to see her next time. I don't lie and say I can't wait to see kids I can wait to see. I'll just say, it's my honor to teach this student. He is eager to learn. Thank you, and sign my name. See, I've said positive things and I haven't lied. Number 6, there are a lot of cool people working for this company, and you can find them in a lot of different places. There are plenty of them right here on YouTube. You can watch their videos and sort of follow along their journey. There are wonderful Facebook groups with a lot of VIPKid teachers inside that you can get to know. There's the internal space where VIPKid teachers dialogue and network. There's also live meetups. So the people that work for VIPKid, from what I can tell, are just really positive, energetic people with good hearts. And they're people that, they're just good to know. Number 5. Take advantage of the 24-hour booking feature if that works for you. So with VIPKid, if you have the 24-hour booking feature turned on, then students can book a class with you up to 1 hour before the start time of the class. So that works for them because they can have a last-minute class, and it also works for you because you get a bonus for having a short notice booking. It works if it works for you, but if that's not a good thing, don't use it. And you might find yourself somewhere in the middle. For example, if you have classes that start at 5 a.m. and you've turned on 24-hour booking for 4 and 4:30, but no one has booked, before you go to sleep, you might turn the feature off before you go to sleep because you might not actually be up for the 4 or 4:30 where there's no one booked to have the class. So that's just something to think about. I've found that I like to turn it off if the class is earlier than I need to even be awake for the classes that I for sure have. I hope that made sense. Number 4, take advantage of the incentives and the opportunities to increase bookings as long as those work for you. You'll notice I say as long as it works for you because I just don't believe in, breaking your neck or being unrealistic. Just do what works for you. But when I consider incentives, it can be as easy as opening slots during peak times by a certain date and keeping them open. And if you're available to teach and it's not a big deal for you to just show up to class, then you can make extra money just opening the slots, even if no one books them. It's pretty cool. There are also opportunities like subbing. I really liked that. I've been offered to be a sub. I found that to be really fun and a great way to get to know new students. And I was available for that. They'll offer you classes with guaranteed bookings and you choose when to sign up for those. I didn't sign up at times that were not convenient for me, so I signed up in times that would work for me, and I benefited, and so did VIPKid. So, you just want to weigh the cost to you, and mostly it's time versus the benefit. Something else that I remember is this time last year, VIPKid had something called a Jumpstart program, and it was for people that had 0 bookings. And I mentioned that this is my 1-year anniversary, so this time last year I had 0 bookings, so I was eligible. And I don't remember all the details of the program, but I did it. And what I know is that I made $48 last April, and then I went through the Jumpstart program, and by May, I made $1,386.50. So I recommend going through the programs that VIPKid puts in front of you to help you increase your bookings. There are other opportunities like creating videos to share with parents that can help increase your following and increase your bookings. So just pay attention to those things. And if it's, not a big sacrifice, like if you think it'll be worth it, worth your time, then do it. You can also get additional certifications. And I've done that. Like I'm certified to teach levels 1 through 7. But I've not done, there's another certification that I haven't gotten to because I just haven't had the time in my schedule. And I'm fine, so I don't, need it. So it's something that I'm like, I probably should get that. And when I have an opportunity, I will. Number 3, technology can act up, which we already know. So have a secondary device nearby. And I mean this close. I can just reach and grab my secondary device. Mine is a Chromebook. So I normally teach from my desktop Mac, which I really, really like, and it's the right height, and I don't have to do anything special except turn it on. But if for some reason the classroom is taking a long time to load, or, my computer wants to be slow, or whatever, I just can grab my Chromebook. I just know it helps to stack it on a couple of books. So if I have all that handy, I can just do it. And I actually did that the other day, and I don't remember, I think the app just wasn't opening. I don't know. So it's not like it happens all the time, but this way I didn't have to be stressed out about I'm not in my class. Oh my goodness, I'm going to be late. They're going to wonder where I am. I didn't have to think any of that. I literally grabbed the Chromebook, put it here, and got started. So I recommend having a secondary device. You can have a laptop, a desktop, that might not be as convenient, or an iPad. So an iPad is the kind of tablet that you can use with VIPKid. You can't use a different kind of tablet for classes, but you can use an iPad. So having one of those things handy will just keep the stress level down, and who needs stress? Number 2, I learned that I like working while my kid sleeps. So obviously, she has nighttime and daytime, technically, sleeping hours. So I prefer the daytime, the morning sleeping hours. I found that at night I'm tired and I'm not really at my best, but I like the morning time for teaching. I don't like that it's dark when I get up, but I still like the morning time for teaching. And I think there are a couple of bonuses from teaching in the morning. And one is that my daughter might wake up a little bit early. And in that case, I've heard her outside the office door, maybe singing the same songs I'm singing. Like if it's the ABC song or something else she knows, she'll just sing from the other side of the door. I've heard her teaching her stuffed animals or someone invisible in her own room in the same style that I teach. Sometimes she'll ask me, Mommy, do I get 5 stars too? Because my students will get 5 stars, and she'll hear that. And she has just developed the sweetest relationship with one of my students who is also a 6-year-old girl. And I think it's really adorable. Nearly every day she'll say, Mommy, did you see Elsa today? Will you see Elsa today? And so I learned to look ahead and tell her when I'll see Elsa, and tell her that at the end of class, I'll call her in and then they can say hi. And they usually will hang out after class and they show each other things and they talk, and it's just the sweetest thing. And they both want to visit each other and play together. And, we'll tell them, well, when you're in the same place, then you can draw together. They might draw on the screen during class, but you can draw together. They've put on makeup for each other. It's really adorable. So just involving my daughter in that way has been great. And at night, I wouldn't be able to do that. It's not like she'd wake up in the night. So That's another cool benefit to teaching in the morning. At least that's my preference. Number 1, and this one is jam-packed. Routine is everything, at least for me. So I have a morning routine, an after-class routine, and an evening routine that I've put in place. And I've done it just sort of by trial and error and figuring out what works for me. And I recommend that anyone have routines in place so that your life just is smoother. At least that's the way I see it. So in the morning, I like to get up 30 to 60 minutes before my classes. I've already mentioned I don't like getting up when it's dark, so it's like darker even then. So when I just have 30 minutes, and I would just have 30 minutes if for some reason I was just exhausted, or if I start teaching at 4, then I don't want to get up before 3:30. I don't really want to get up before 4, but I need a little bit of time because I don't like to just roll out of bed and teach. So I will get out of bed, brush my teeth, get my breakfast. I'll eat my breakfast, at least start it. I'll drink some water. I will get out my props, which are, I put them in a box so that they're all together, all the ones that I need for that day. And I just take them out and put them on my desk. And I will take my notes from the side of my desk to right in front of me so that I'm ready for class. When I have 60 minutes, then I'll also use about a half hour to read. I just really like to read in the morning, and I find it's a good way for me to get started. So my after-class routine consists of, first, my finishing class in 25 minutes, as close to 25 minutes as possible. You're not supposed to end class before 25 minutes, so as close to 25 minutes on the other side as possible. And that's because I like to take the 5 minutes between classes to write feedback. I've found that I'm able to do it in those 5 minutes, but if I teach like 8 classes, if the feedback were to just take me 5 minutes each, then that would be 40 minutes that I have to spend after class on feedback. And it actually takes me longer because I feel like I have to remember certain things. I might even have to review slides again, and that's just not efficient. So I prefer to write my feedback between classes. Something else I do after class is prepare for my next day's classes. So that consists of my pulling out any familiar notes that I have, and on those notes I write things like what reward system I want to use, what music I might play in the beginning of class, what props I'll need, and I also note what the goodbye slide is, so I know really how many slides I need to go through in the class, and I'll note slides that take longer to go through so it can help me with my pacing. This is also the time when I'll collect props that I need for the next day, and I just put them in one box so that my day just runs smoothly. I don't have to search for props anywhere. They're all in one place. And I'll also paste my feedback templates into a Google Doc so that they're ready for me. That's part of how I can get it done in 5 minutes. Most of it's pasted there. At night, what I'll do is get out what I need for breakfast, if that's plate, bowl, spoon, fork, knife, whatever, to make my morning go smoothly. I'll get that out the night before. And I'll also get my daughter's things ready. So I'll get out her breakfast stuff and put it on the table because she'll have breakfast at the table in the morning. I also get her clothes out, and I get her snack and put it in her bag, and I put her bag by the door. So many things are already done, and we don't have to do a lot of thinking and fumbling in the morning. So there you have it. The top 10 things I've learned in my first year with VIPKid. I hope it was helpful for you. It was certainly helpful for me to sort of reflect and think back on that stuff. And if you want to apply to be a VIPKid teacher, then go ahead and click the link below and make sure that my referral code, Keely0001, is entered as well. That way, you'll be added to my tracking system, and I'll be able to know exactly where you are in the process so that I can do my best to get you hired and get you students. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye for now.